Namaste, I Javian Gaurav from the Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostic, FPD, in the Department of Diagnostic and Community Health in the discipline of radiology. Today, we are going to discuss on the session about about the interstitial brachytherapy, temporary implant, and intercavitary brachytherapy, and about the sources. So brachytherapy is used in for treatment of the short distance at a short distance. So this session is an important part of session of the radiotherapy third course in BSCRT section. So BSCRT section student will learn a lot of things about brachytherapy and will uh, uh, will get a chance to know about the brachytherapy. So let me discuss about the interstitial brachytherapy. Interstitial brachytherapy. In this brachytherapy, there are two type of in this type of brachytherapy, there are interstitial implant. The radioactive source are inserted into directly in the tissue. So in previous session we discussed about the permanent implant. These permanent implant is permanent implant are left permanently or source left in permanently in the implanted tissue. A temporary implant involves one in which the source are removed after the treatment, after the desired dose has been delivered. The implant are done according to the distribution rule. These rules are: first one is the how much activity is required. Okay, source activity. Second one is the how should the source be arranged to give uniform dose. And the third one is the treatment time. The number of distribution rules are developed over the year. The Peterson-Parker system is the oldest one and was developed in 1930. It is not only describe the rule but also provide a ready-made table. The Peterson-Parker rule for a planar implant is as follows: the ratio between the amount of activity in the bracket and the periphery over the area deepen the size of the implant. Okay, that is the Peterson-Parker system. The spacing of needle should not be more than 1 centimeter from each other. Okay. Next one is for each uncrossed end, the implant area must be reduced by 10%. The location of source can be obtained by orthogonal radiographs such as AP and lateral view. It is important that the central axis of the AP and the lateral X-ray beam meets a point in the middle of the implant. This can be easily done by means of simulator. Next one, we are going to discuss about the intracavitary brachytherapy. Intracavitary therapy is mainly used for cancer of cervix. So it is used only for the cavitary therapy. So the source is placed in the cavity for treatment. The radiation source are kept in the cavity by means of special applicators. A cervix applicator basically consists of a central tube called a tandem and lateral ovoids. The ovoids are separated from each other by spacers. There are number of methods available to specify dose in intracavitary therapy. The oldest and most commonly used system is the Manchester system. Manchester system, this system calculates the dose at 4 points, namely point A and point B, a bladder point and rectal point. These are the points that are defined for calculate the dose. Okay, point A, point B, bladder point and rectal point. Okay, the total dose is prescribed at point A. Okay, the point A dose rate determines the overall treatment time. Overall treatment time. The point A represents the location where the uterine vessels cross the ureter. It is defined as 2 centimeter lateral to the uterine canal and at a level of 2 centimeter above its external os point. B is a reference point on the pelvic wall, which is defined 3 centimeter lateral to the point A. Okay. Orthogonal radiograph must be taken to localize return localize rectum and bladder. Localize rectum and bladder. Okay. Rectum and bladder. The dose to the bladder and rectum depends on the distribution of source in a given application. From the radiograph, the dose of the rectum and bladder point can be calculated. The bladder and rectum dose is always lesser than the of point A dose. Okay, so these points, rectum, bladder point dose is always lesser than the point of E dose. So brachytherapy sources. Cesium-137 is a byproduct of a nucleus fuel reprocessing, and it is separated from burnt fuel rods in the form of cesium chloride. These salts are incorporated into glass or zirconium phosphate as insoluble powder. Cesium salts are doubly encapsulated in stainless steel or platinum container. Because of the lower specific activity, the lower exposure rate constant, these salts have larger dimension. It is a beta and gamma emitter, and it is available in the form of tubes and needles. Okay, so cesium salts are available in the form of tubes and needles. The half-life of cesium is 30 years, and the gamma energy is 0.662 MeV. It is a good substitute for radium both in the interstitial or intracavity. In intracavity application, it is non-hazardous and has suitable half-life. It requires laser shielding for personal protection. Okay. Brachytherapy sources are usually encapsulated. The capsule serves several purposes. First one is the containing the radioactivity. Second one is the providing source rigidity. Third one is the absorbing any alpha and for photon emitting source beta radiation produced through the source tissue. Cobalt 60. It is obtained from natural cobalt wire of 1.0 mm diameter, which is cut into a smaller length and are loaded in the platinum tube as per the required length. The tubes are sealed to make either tube or needle. They are then activated in a reactor to induce the required activity of cobalt 60 by neutron or gamma radiation. After a short-lived activity induced in the platinum sheet is allowed to decay, these source can be used. It has a higher specific activity, so that source of the smaller dimensions can be made. Its half life is a 5.26 year and the mean gamma energy is 1.25 MeV. Since the half-life is short, it needs frequent replacement and hence costlier. It is mostly used in HDR, high dose rate system, that is the when the dosage delivered is greater than 12 gray per hour. Okay, so other sources are iridium 192 and gold. Iridium 192 alloy of 30% iridium and 70% platinum sources are fabricated in the form of the flexible wires which can be cut into a desired length. It emits large number of gamma rays with, with mean energy of 0.38 MeV. The mean gamma energy is 0.38 MeV. The half-life of this source is 73.8 days. Iridium is also available in the form of nylon ribbon containing iridium seeds at 1 centimeter apart. Since the energy is low, it requires less shielding for personal protection. The other sources are gold 198 is available in the form of sheets of gamma rays 0.412 MeV and half-life of the 2.7 days. The gold half-life of gold is 2.7 days. Iodine 125 and palladium 103 are also available in the form of seeds. These sources are suitable for permanent implant like iodine or palladium or gold. Okay, the choice of an appropriate photon emitting radionuclide for a specific brachytherapy treatment depends on the several relevant physical and dosimetric characteristics, the most important of which are the first one is the photon energy and photon beam penetration into tissue. Okay, these are the characteristics and the shielding material. Second one is the half-life. Third one is the half value layer in shielding material such as lead. Fourth one is the specific activity, or fifth one is the source strength. Inverse square fall off of dose with distance from the source. This is the dominant dosimetric effect because of the very short treatment distances used in the brachytherapy. Radiation source that is used in the brachytherapy is cesium 137, cobalt 60, iodine 125, iridium 192, palladium 103, and ruthenium 106 or gold. So in this session, we had discussed about the interstitial brachytherapy or intracavity brachytherapy and the radiation source that is used in the brachytherapy treatment for the brachytherapy treatment. Okay. So I think you are satisfied with this session. If you have any queries related to this topic, then you can ask or you can put your queries into the comment box. I will resolve it later in the next class or through any medium, through any through with in next class. I will resolve it later. This session is powered by digital version 2.0, JIT with David Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.